Good to have you in today. Pleasure. Aqib Talib played for 12 years in the NFL, half of them named to a Pro Bowl. He was the classic aggressive corner. He would take on your best receiver. And like Ed Reed at safety, he was looking for touchdowns. He was a defensive player with an offensive mindset. And one of my favorite guys, Aqib Talib, is now joining us live. Super Bowl champ. All right, let's get some thoughts on stuff. Okay, Sam Darnold. Carolina gave up 3 picks to get Sam Darnold. New York was a toxic mess. They couldn't do anything right. Sam's young. Did Carolina give up too much for Sam Darnold, or did you like the move, Aqib?
I think they definitely gave up. They didn't give up much. They gave up a 6th-round pick this year, but the 2 and the 4 next year, that's kind of much to me, man. I'm not one of the people, I hear a lot of crowning Sam Darnold to get a fair chance, and Trevor Lawrence is not finna get a fair chance. That's what first-round picks do. They go to the worst team in the league, and it's their job to turn that team around. If you don't turn that team around, then you're not the guy, man. So I think it's a bit much, man. I thought, this year, a 4th round or a 5th round for this year, I thought it was going to be something like that. But that's the same boat to me. Bridgewater, Darnold, they're in the same categories, in my opinion.
Okay, so you see him as mostly the same guy. So let's talk about the draft. So San Francisco goes up to 3rd. There's a lot of talk about Mac Jones. Alabama doesn't have a history of their quarterbacks being stars because it's a very comfortable life being an Alabama quarterback and throwing to wide open wide receivers who are first-round picks.
Right.
What do you make? And I'm hearing multiple reports from like legitimate NFL reporters, men and women, who say they're taking Mac Jones. I mean, you went to Kansas, so right. I know you were good because you weren't surrounded by great players. Right? You had to guard the best player. Mac Jones is surrounded by 40 NFL guys. Your takeaway on that all he has to do at Alabama is step back, wait 4 seconds, and hit a wide-open receiver?
Believe it or not, Colin, that's a lot what it's going to look like in San Fran. The quarterbacks don't really get touched. This offense is so good, man. They so good with screens and their run game is so good that the quarterback is really not going to get touched, man. They need a guy who can sit back there and be accurate. I think that's what's important to them guys. And this style of offense, I mean, you could be a little bit mobile, but look at the quarterbacks in this offense. I mean, they're not just like Justin Fields kind of guys. They're not really running quarterbacks, man. So like Jared Goff, he's not really a scrambling kind of running quarterback. They get tired of Jared Goff. They go to Matt Stafford. He's really not a scrambling type of quarterback. You got Aaron Rodgers doing it in Green Bay. He's not a scrambling type of guy. He can run when he has to, but I think it's the accuracy in this offense, man. You're going to have guys running wide open, and we need to be able to hit them. In a Super Bowl for the win, we got to be able to hit them, and that's what I think San Fran is worried about.
Yeah, Shanahan's offense, he likes Kirk Cousins. He made Matt Ryan an MVP. He made Matt Schaub a Pro Bowler. So to your point, this offense, Garoppolo's not a runner, and he got to a Super Bowl. So to your point, this offense isn't about a mobile quarterback.
It's quarterback friendly. Mac Jones said it himself. This offense is very quarterback friendly. I'm going to have to sit back here and be accurate with the football. So, I mean, I think San Fran will take that. I think Mac Jones at number 3, he fits for San Fran. For any other team, I wouldn't like him at number 3. But for San Fran, I like Mac Jones at number 3.
All right, story today that Jerry Jones, he likes Kyle Pitts, the tight end. Now, Dallas could use a tight end. I could argue they could use a lot more than a tight end. But kind of your takeaway on Jerry, it's out there now from a legitimate reporter, Chris Mortensen. Jerry wants Kyle Pitts. Your thoughts?
Well, it matter how the draft. It matter what San Fran do with the number 3 pick. That's going to tell a lot, because I think if they go Mac Jones, I think San Fran goes Justin Fields. They gotta get ready for the future. So I don't think you really can pass him up. But if San Fran goes Justin Fields at 3, I think Atlanta at 4 might be willing to do something. Maybe the Cowboys could slide in there and get Pitts. But I think that number 3 pick is important, man, if the Cowboys going to be able to get their hands on Pitts.
Yeah. By the way, it used to be that you just didn't draft a tight end in the top 10. That's what they said forever. Yeah. But, I mean, you tell me, at the end of your career, tight ends became a bigger deal, did they not?
Yeah, your tight end could be your number 1 receiver at this point. So they so involved in the offense, man. They involved in your run game. They involved in your pass game. And you look at the guys like Kelsey and Kittles and guys like that, they can be your number one receiver nowadays. So you definitely, if a guy like Pitts is available, man, you got maybe 5 picks and he'll be gone. That's what type of athlete he is.
Okay. So when you won, I worry, not that I worry about this, but it's a mindset. And we've seen this in the NBA. After the Warriors won their first title with Kevin Durant, and they really rolled through people. The following year, they weren't quite as dominant. The year after that, they weren't quite as dominant. It's very understandable. When stuff comes easy in life, you don't have to work as hard. So Tampa Bay wins the Super Bowl, and they just bring everybody back. And part of me thinks, okay, that's great. And then part of me thinks, couldn't they be a little complacent? I mean, Atlanta's rebuilding, Carolina's rebuilding, Drew Brees is gone. Players are smart. They see all that stuff. Are they going to work as hard at camp? Are they, you know what I mean? There's something to be said about, the hunger and the thirst.
Yeah, it is.
And do you worry at all? Take me back to your Super Bowl year, the following camp. When you bring all the fellas back from a Super Bowl team, is it good or do you get complacent potentially?
Well, I think you win the Super Bowl whether you bring guys back or not. You get complacent. You get complacent. So, it's. I don't think it'll hurt them. If we could bring back all 22 of our starters off our Super Bowl team, I feel like we would have won the Super Bowl again. You know what I'm saying? We missed Peyton Manning, our middle linebacker, Malik Jackson. We missed a bunch of guys, man. So the middle of our defense was removed and our quarterback was removed. If we could bring those guys back, I think the confidence of our team would still be there. And that's how you win a chip. If those guys if they confident they can do it again, I think the offseason and everything will be great. The vibe there will be great. If they confident they can do it again. And that's what bringing all 22 starters does for your team, man. It definitely raised the confidence in that building.
Now, but a lot of them got paid. Shaq Barrett got paid big money. And Chris Godwin got big money. And Levante David got big money. After you guys won the Super Bowl, you know what happens after you win the Super Bowl? Guys get paid. Guys get paid. In your career, when guys get paid, are they the same player the next year?
I think they are. I mean, you hit and miss with guys, man. It's just like the draft. But I think a lot of guys are. I got paid. I was the same player or even better, the same with, I think all the guys who I got paid when I was around, the majority of guys, they play better. They got a chip on their shoulder. Now I got to show that I'm worth this, and they come out and they had good seasons. Now, I done been around guys who fall off a little bit. I don't name them names, but I done been around some of those guys as well. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I think the Bucs would be just fine, man. I think the division again is getting weaker, and I think they feel like they went and did that because they know they got that window. They know they got that Tom Brady window. So NFL players feel windows too. So I think the urge, the fire is still lit because they know Tom he old. Tom ain't going to be there forever. So they know while we got Tom, while he playing like this, we better go because we can get on the run. So I think the fire's still lit in Tampa.
So so the day you signed a huge contract and the first time it was put into your bank account, you didn't have a couple of days where you thought, man, I'm not doing sit-ups today. I'm not lifting.
A lot of them, Colin. A lot of them. I think I had a pretty good first year in Denver. My first year I got paid. It was decent, but the second off season was night and day. I was like, oh no, I gotta be better. I just felt like I had to be better. I could do way more than what I did that season. So some guys had that chip on their shoulder, Colin. The money is one thing. You go to Miami, you get you a PJ, you celebrate for a couple of days, and you get right back to it.
I don't even know what a PJ is. Joy, what's a PJ?
Private jet.
A private. Oh,
Joy know what a PJ is.
How did Joy Taylor? How did you know that? Where did you get that?
Joy from Miami, man. She know what a PJ is, Colin.
Colin knows what a private jet is too.
Colin know what a private jet is too.